Good morning, students. Welcome to PC YouTube channel. I am Chaitra here. Today, I will be explaining the science topic for 6th standard students. In the previous session, I have completed the chapter 1 Food. Where does it come from? And we have started with the chapter 2. In the previous video, I have completed half of the chapter 2 Components of Food. If somebody is new to my channel, please go through my previous videos, then you will come to know about what we have learned in chapter 2, half of the slides. Now, let's fresh up. Components of food. We have started chapter 2. In that, we have learned what are the different items contains food and what are the food items contains carbohydrates, proteins and minerals, vitamins and other carbohydrates things. And we have gone through the test for a starch which contains a carbohydrates, and there are the nutrients which we need for our body. We have tested some uh, vitamins like carbohydrates, proteins and fat and vitamins. We have tested, we have done the activity for starch which contains carbohydrates, and next we have moved for the protein. We have tested for a protein also. You have, I think you have done this experiment in home or at college. You will not done in a home, right? So we want some of the chemicals which are present in a school only or a college. So I hope you have tested for this. Today we'll move for the test for fat. Today we'll do some test for fats. First, take some quantity of food item, wrap it with a piece of a paper. Take some food item which you have and wrap it with a piece of a paper. Okay, and crush it. Take and care of that the paper does not tear. Crush the food inside which you have kept inside the paper, but be carefully that paper should not tear. Next, straighten the paper and observe it carefully. After crushing the food, just open the folded paper, then observe the paper. Does it have any oily patches? If it has oily patches or not, just observe it. Hold the paper against the light. You hold the paper which you have crushed the food, just food you remove on the table, and observe the paper to the light, against the light. Are you able to see the light faintly? Means paper, when you show the paper to the light, if it should see you that the faintly through this patch which the patch has got. Okay, next, and oily patch on the paper show that the food items contains a fat. If it consists of a oily patch on the paper, then that food contains a fat. I will show you one picture. That this, you all eat burger, right? This is a burger. When you wrap it into a paper like this, then paper like this, then some oily contents will apply on a paper. So you can use the tissue paper also. It will be very you can see very fluently on the tissue paper. So next, when you see on the tissue paper that it will look like this oily. If this is looking oily, paper is looking oily, then the food contains a fat. The food items many sometimes contains a little water. Some foods contains a water also. Therefore, after you have rubbed an item on a paper, after you rubbing the food on a paper, then the items which contains a water will appear on that paper. Let the paper dry for a while. Leave it for a while. Let it dry, because when you put the water on the paper, that absorbs the water. So leave it for some time. If there were any water that may have come from the food, okay, which it has absorbed it contains a water quantity more, so it would dry up after some time drying it. If no oily patch shows up after this, the food items does not contain a fat. If you wrap it in the paper, then if contains a fat means then it will be oily like this it will be oily. If it does not contains oily food, then it will be like clear one, then it only contains water. How we will write water? As you all know chemistry, that is H2O is a formula for molecular formula for water. So if it has like this, not it is not clear, then it consists of fat. We call it as the food contains a fat. Okay, next, what do these test shows? What this test shows us are fat, proteins and starch present in all the food items that we tested. Does a food item contains more than a one nutrition? Do you find any food item that one contain any of these nutrients? Just test these all the uh, nutritions, and whether you just say me in the comment box that whether what you have tested, whether they contain a carbohydrates or proteins or a fat. Okay, let me know that the food I can eat or not. Okay, we tested the food items for these nutritions. Nutrients as carbohydrates we have tested in the previous class, that carbohydrates, proteins, and today we have seen the fats. These are some nutrients like vitamins and minerals that are present in a different food items. Why do we need all these nutrients? We need nutrients for our body, is very essential also to our body. But why does we need all these nutrients? We'll see in the next. 2.2. What do various nutrients do for our body? What we need nutrients, okay, what they do for our body? Let's see. Carbohydrates mainly provide energy. You need energy, right? Energy to our body. You need energy to write, read, running or playing with your friends. You need more energy to win your championship and all, so you need a more energy. So for getting energy you need a carbohydrate. Okay, so next, fat also gives us energy. In fact, fat give us more energy as compared to the same amount of carbohydrates. Here, comparing to a carbohydrate and fat, fat gives us more energy and more fat items means more nutrients. So food containing, next we'll see about food containing the fat and carbohydrates, which all foods contains a fat as well as carbohydrates, are also called as energy giving food. What we call it for energy giving food, we call it for a carbohydrates and fats. In a figure 2.3 and 2.4, they have given some examples in a 2.3 and figure 2.4. 2.3 shows us some sources of carbohydrates like rice, wheat, sweet potato, sugar, papaya, melon, mango, maize. Okay. Next, 2.4 shows us some sources of fats, as well as there are plant sources and also animal sources. These are the plant sources and these are the animal sources. The plant sources are groundnuts, nuts and tile, and the animal sources meat, fish, egg, milk. Okay, these are the fat, these are the foods that contains a fat. These are the food that contains a fat, and these are the animal sources and these are the plant sources. Okay, next I will show you some examples also. Okay, carbohydrates which are rich in a food. Which food are rich in carbohydrates means pulses, nuts, oil seeds, and maize, soya beans, leeks, all types of vegetables. Here it's a sugar, milk products like cheese, paneer, milk, egg, and etc. And here onion and others, potatoes also. These are rich in carbohydrates. Okay, next we have tested some fat items which contains a carbohydrates is groundnuts contains a fat, and cheese contains a fat, uh, almond which you it is very helpful to grow our uh, body and make bones strong. Okay, this is rich in fat, and sunflower seeds and the coconut. Drinking daily one coconut gives our body glow, and it will make our body cool, which is needed more in a summer also. Okay, next, healthy source of fat. Which is healthy source of fat is these are the plant sources and these are the animal sources. Okay, which are the plant sources means avocado, sorry, avocado, African mango, cashew, coconut, soya beans, palm oil, almonds, and African fig. Okay, and more are the plant sources which contains a fat. And moving towards the animal sources, there is a fish, oily fish, and poultry, meat, milk, fish, egg, and oily fish sorrow, yogurt, and others. Next, what are the contains carbohydrates, proteins, as well as fat? I have shown in this picture that we have tested a starch to whether they contain a carbohydrates or not. Then we move towards the protein also. Then we completed the fat also. We have tested uh, for carbohydrates, proteins, and fat also. You have seen in the previous slides. And these are the examples for carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. This all food contains three of the nutrients. We have seen in the previous video that, or a previous class, that we had divided the foods and different types of foods we have noted and divided them whether they contain a carbohydrate, protein, and fat. Today we'll solve the third column. Third column, fat. We have left with the fat. So today we have tested how whether the food contains the fat or not. We'll fill this box today. Okay. Raw potato. First we'll go for a raw potato. Raw potato, did the fat has? No. Raw potato does not contain a fat. Next, milk? No. And groundnut? Yes. Groundnut contains a fat. Next, uncooked powdered rice. It also does not contain a protein. Contain a protein as well as fat. Cooked rice. Cooked rice also does not contain a protein as well as fat. Next, dry coconut. Yes, I have showed you that in the previous slide. We have mentioned the coconut. It contains protein. Okay. Next, uncooked dal. Dal powder. Uncooked dal powder. Yes, it contains a starch as well as protein, but it does not contain a fat. Okay. Next, cooked dal. There is no fat in uncooked dal. There is also no fat in the cooked dal. Okay. Next, Slice of any vegetable you can consider. There is no fat in any vegetable and also protein. Slice of any fruit. If you take any fruit slice, you take it, just test it whether it contains a carbohydrates, proteins and fat. It will show only a carbohydrates because they don't contain a protein and fat. Next, boiled egg. Yes, what we see in our daily life and we eat it also. Please eat the egg and drink the milk weekly twice. Milk is very good to make bone strong. So at least eat the egg weekly twice and drink milk daily morning. Okay, it's better to drink twice a day, morning and evening. It makes your body strong as well as bone strong. Okay, now let's go to a carbohydrates. Boiled egg does not contain a carbohydrate and it contain a protein and not a fat. It is not a fat item. Next, mustard oil. Mustard oil contains fat as we seen in the previous slide. Next, pea. It contains a carbohydrates, protein, but not fat. Next, groundnuts. Yes, groundnuts is the best for carbohydrates as well as protein and fat. So, I will give you one hint or a suggestion that groundnuts is good for everything which the body needs in our uh, inner parts of the body. Okay, just take some cup of groundnuts, put a water in it. At the night time you do this, put the water in it, then keep it side, and when you wake up in the morning, just take groundnuts which you have put it in the water, uh, take a groundnuts and little bit of jaggery. Groundnuts plus jaggery, eat in eat before the food. Okay, don't eat after the food. It's okay if you are eating after the food, but it gives more effect when you eat before the breakfast. When you wake up, just eat groundnuts and jaggery. It's very good in carbohydrates, protein as well as fat. So try it in your home. We'll complete this today. Okay, next, 2.4, some sources of proteins, plant source and animal source. Okay, which we have seen in the previous slide. These all contains a fat and this all contains a carbohydrates as well as fat. Proteins are often called the body body building food. You have seen in the films or if you are watching Big Boss and all, they will be asking like, I need a protein. They will be every time they will be catching a protein bottle. Some of the boys are who are doing daily exercises or doing the gym, that protein they have holding in their hands, that shows they are body building foods. They eat the body building foods. Uh, it is a rich in protein. Okay, this figure 2.5 shows us some sources of protein, plant source as well as animal source. We have seen it in the previous slide also. Okay, next, vitamins helps in protecting our body against the disease. Vitamins helps, vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin B. There are different types of vitamins that helps our body against the disease. Okay, next, vitamins are help in keeping our eyes, bones, teeth, gums healthily. Vitamins, they help us in keeping our eyes sharper, bones stronger, teeth stronger and gums. And the teeth upwards is a gums and a healthy. You all seen the toothpaste ad. It will protect your teeth and gums. No, when you eat vitamins food properly, then automatically teeth will be stronger and your gums will be healthy. Okay. Vitamins are of different kinds, known by the different animals. Some of these are vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin D, and vitamin E and vitamin K. There are one, two, three, four vitamins. There are vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, and vitamin E and vitamin K. Okay. There is also a group of vitamins called vitamin B complex. There is a group. We are saying it as group. Group of atoms is named as vitamin B complex. Our body needs all types of vitamins. Okay, what we need? All types of vitamins our body needs. So, small quantities we need it. Vitamin A keeps our skin and eye healthy. When you eat which is containing a more vitamin A, then our skin will be good, means it will be like glowing, and our eyes will be healthy, like sharp eyes will be sharp. It is a which does our eyes and skin as glowing and eyes as sharp is vitamin A. Next, vitamin C. What does vitamin C do? Means it helps a body to fight against many diseases. Who are in uh, who have don't have more vitamin C, they will be having some diseases. Some doctors will say not all, but some people get when the vitamin is C is low, they get some diseases. Doctor says there is a vitamin C is low, so you eat this food that's which contains a vitamin C food. They will suggest you to eat. Okay. Next, vitamin D. Vitamin D is you see it daily is a, which come from our sun. Vitamin D comes from our sun. When vitamin D is low in our body, we'll get the skin diseases. Okay, you all seen in the movies or when you go for a trip in the Goa, there will be a foreigners which way they were sleeping uh, near the sea and all, because they don't get more vitamin D in their country, so they come here to see all the places and take their medicines by sun. So we are getting it naturally. So daily morning after wake uping, just early morning, not a late morning, it's early morning, just stand at least 10 minutes towards the sun, that you will get a vitamin D very very easily. Okay. Helps our body, vitamin D what do? Helps our body to use calcium for our bones. What vitamin D will do? Calcium, it gives calcium to our bones and also teeth. Food that are rich in a different vitamins are shown in a figure 2.6 and 2.9. These are the 2.6 which have source of vitamin A, and 2.7 shows us the source of vitamin B, and 2.8 source of vitamin C, and 2.9 some of the sources of vitamin D. If you are not taking all these vitamins, it will damage your body. Okay, just eat these different types of food and make your body strong, because you are still younger. Your body should grow, you should be a taller and as well as taller. So don't neglect to eat all these things, and don't think like these are the bitter things and all. No, just eat. It makes your body strong as well as bone strong. Okay. Next, for proper growth of the body and to maintain a good health, some sources of the different minerals are shown in a figure 2.10. This is the figure 2.10, which shows the sources of some minerals. Okay, egg, milk, fish, green leaves, banana, and the vegetables, which shows is the some minerals which contains in the food. Most food items usually have a more than a one nutrients. You may have noted this while recording your observation in a table 2.2. We have did in the chapter 1 that we have noted some foods, and in chapter 2 we have noted it in the some which food contains protein, carbohydrates, and as well as fats. However, in a given raw materials, one particularly nutrients may present in a much larger quantity. One particular nutrient, we have collected some list of the foods. In that, one particular nutrients may be present in a such larger quantity than in the other. For example, rice has more carbohydrates than other nutrients. Okay, for example, they are saying rice has more carbohydrates than other foods. Okay, thus we say that rice is a carbohydrate rich. We say what? Rice is rich in carbohydrates. It is a source of food. Beside their nutrients, our food needs dietary fibers, and in this, keeping this beside, we need also a dietary food. Okay, and a water, dietary food also we needed, and also body needs a water more. Dietary fibers are also known as rough age, rough gauge. We call it a dietary food as rough gauge. Rough gauge is mainly provided by the plant products in our food, which rough products provides. Rough products are provided by plants. You have to remember this. Rough product will produced by the provided by the plant products. Whole grains and pulses, potato, fresh fruit, and vegetables are main sources of roughage. Roughage does not provide any nutrients to our body. Roughage does not provide any nutrients to our body, but it is an essential component of our food. It does not give any main sources or provide any nutrients. It does not provide any nutrients, but it is essential component of our food and adds to a bulk. Okay, this helps out body get rid of undigested food. What does it rough gauge gives us means it does not give nutrients, but it helps us the body, which body when we eat a food, it is undigested food, it will helps to digestion. Okay, so we need it essential components of food. This first image shows us that some sources of iodine, ginger. This is some source of iodine ginger which contains iodine, and which milk and banana and other will some contains a phosphorus. It contains a phosphorus, and some sources of iron like kidney beans and all, they contains iron also, and some sources of calcium, which is milk and egg contains calcium. Okay, next, water helps our body to absorb that nutrients from the food, which body absorbs the nutrients from the food. It also help in throwing out some wastages from the body as urine. Water what absorbs the food which contains the nutrients, the water will absorb, and it also helps throwing the waste which we have eaten, which is waste in our body, that will throw it out like as a urine and spit. Okay, normally we get a most of the water that body needs from the liquid we drink. We get a water which are in the liquid from to our body, such as water, milk, we're getting water, like we drink a water, and from the milk also, and from the tea also. Okay, the body is getting water. In addition, we add water to the most cooked foods. In addition, if you're drinking water, milk and tea, in addition also we are getting water to our body. Like we are adding most of the foods, most of the cooked food water. So let's see if is any other sources which provides water to our body. Let's see in the next session, which all the sources will provide us water to our body. Okay, thank you students. I hope you understand about today's class, and what we have all tested, and which food contains more carbohydrates, proteins, as well as fat. We'll see you in the next video.